Hello YouTube, welcome back. Chris here. Going to do another bicycle shopping guide, and this one I'm particularly excited about. A couple days ago I was able to build the brand new 2021 Specialized Stumpjumper EVO, and such an exciting bike. I cannot say enough cool things about this bike. So today they do now have this bike up on their website, and I want to go through how to shop for this bike and the features you might consider when looking for one. So let's get started. Right now I'm on Specialized.com, their US homepage. You can see right off the bat, first thing they're promoting, the brand new ultimate trail bike, Stumpjumper EVO. So let's go ahead and shop Stumpjumper EVOs. Alright, first thing I want to do is I want to sort these by price, high to low. Now I'm not going to talk about every bike in here, and I'm going to tell you why. There's a few of these that are old leftover bikes. For example, this guy here, this old EVO Pro, and this EVO Pro as well, are 2020s. And all the frames, even though some of these are super cool, I love that Troy Lee design, these are all old models as well. You can tell what's new by this little flag here up in the corner saying new. So we're going to talk about our Stumpjumper EVO Comp, EVO Expert, EVO Pro, and S-Works EVO. So let's get started down here with the comp. Alright, Stumpjumper EVO Comp. This bike runs $4,099 USD, and it comes in two colors. We got gloss clay with black, as well as satin black with smoke. This bike comes in 6 different sizes, and to my best of my knowledge, this is called downhill sizing. Now, I apologize, I'm not super familiar with this. If you know more about it and you can educate me, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear more. I'm going to do some homework on this and possibly do a future video on this as well. But this bike sizes S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, S6. Now, some people equate that to extra, extra small, small, medium, large, extra large. I don't think that applies. The best of my knowledge, and again, I'm a total amateur when it comes to this, I believe what it means is the bikes get longer. They do get taller, but they have a very low standover. So the wheelbases get longer, and they have that really low, aggressive downhill geometry. So they get slightly taller, but not proportionate to how long they're getting. Maybe completely wrong about that. If you know more, please let me know below. I'd love to hear more about it. Anyway, let's go into the specs here on the Stumpjumper EVO Comp. Alright, first we're going to see Fact 11M carbon chassis. This is a full carbon bike, front and rear end. This has the awesome swap box on there. If you watch my video, I'll link it at the end on building a EVO Expert. You'll see how that swap box works. Super cool. A lot of stuff you can store in there. They even give you a bladder you can put in there to store extra water. This bike comes with Fox Float DPX 2 performance rear suspension and Fox Float 36 rhythm front suspension. So I don't know a ton about the levels of suspension. I can tell you they do progressively get better as you go up the lineup, but that's something else we can maybe do some more homework on for you. Handlebars, just a basic alloy handlebar, saddle, bridge, comp, chromoly rail saddle. Seat post, this has a dropper post. It's an X Fusion Manic. Pretty entry-level dropper post, but nice nonetheless. There are definitely nicer products out there, but for this price point bike, I think it's a nice product. Brakes, front and rear brakes are both Shimano SLX M7120 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes. Nice set of disc brakes. The drivetrain is also going to be Shimano SLX 7100 series 12-speed. Shimano SLX is right in the middle of the lineup. Nothing too over the top and too over the top expensive, but nothing entry level by any means. Great for kind of that aspiring beginner who wants to kind of move to the next level, or that person who's looking for kind of a budget friendly race level bike. This bike will be SLX all the way through, from derailleur, shifter, chain, and crankset. They don't list the cassette sizes on here, which is kind of goofy to me. They do list that it's a chain ring of 30. We do know it's a 1x setup. I'm guessing it's got something around a 48 or 50 tooth max on the cassette, but they don't list it here, so I don't know for certain. This bike does come with a basic set of Roval alloy wheels and Shimano center lock hubs. These are brand new tires for Specialized, and they are pretty cool. We got the Butcher in the front and the Eliminator in the rear, and these are designed to be a front-rear combo, so you're supposed to use them kind of in tandem like that, and it's a 29 by 2.3. Something else worth noting, all of the EVOs that they're listing this year are 29ers. They, to the best of my knowledge, are not going to do a 27.5-inch Specialized Stumpjumper EVO. If they are, they have not announced it yet, and I believe it is a thing of the past. So that's our comp level Stumpjumper EVO. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we get when we go to our expert level. Now this is the bike I built. You can see my video again at the end. Such a cool bike. I had a lot of fun building it. This bike runs $4,899 USD. Comes in two colors. First one being gloss carbon, oasis, and black, as well as satin, gloss carbon, and smoke. This bike here also comes in the 6 downhill sizes, S1 through S6. When we get down to our specs here, same Fact 11M carbon chassis, same swap box. They do improve both front and rear suspension. This goes from a performance rear to a performance elite rear shock. It goes from a rhythm fork to a performance elite fork as well. So just a step up in suspension. Again, I don't know the nitty-gritty details as to what you're getting extra there, but I do know it's one step up and is a nicer suspension. A little bit nicer handlebar, but nothing crazy to write home about, just an alloy bar. Saddle, same saddle. Seat post has the same dropper seat post as your comp level. Here's where you're going to see a lot of your differences. They go from the Shimano SLX group set to a full SRAM setup. So this bike comes with SRAM Code RS 4-piston hydraulic brakes, front and rear. Very nice brake set. A lot of stopping power. This bike will have a SRAM X01 Eagle drivetrain too, so 12-speed 1x12 drivetrain. Again, they don't list the cassette. I don't know why, but it is a 1x setup. And just a fairly basic SRAM Descendant 7K alloy crankset. They do give you a nice step up in wheels. You do go to a Revol Traverse wheel over just the basic Revol alloy wheel, and with some DT Swiss hubs. So very nice setup. Same tires with the Butcher and Eliminator combo at 29 by 2.3. That's our expert level, and next we will take a look at what you get at the pro level. Pro level is quite a bit of price point jump here. This guy's going to run you $7,299 USD. Only comes in one color, and that is the satin maroon with White Mountains lettering. This bike also comes in 6 sizes, S1 through S6. And in our specs, we look at the same frame. Does have another upgrade in suspension. We go to a Fox Float DPX2 factory rear shock and Fox Float 36 factory front shock. So nicer suspension yet. Handlebars, we go to a carbon fiber handlebar, Revol Traverse SL carbon riser handlebar. And we go to a titanium railed saddle. So same saddle, it is the bridge, but just nicer rails on there, makes it a little bit lighter, nothing crazy. Seat post, big improvement here. We get rid of that X-Fusion Manic. We go to our Fox Transfer Factory seat post. So this is a dropper post, of course, but very nice quality. These are quite expensive, and I think there's a big improvement over that X-Fusion seat post. As for brakes, we move from our SRAM Code RS to SRAM Code RSC. Just a little bit lighter weight, possibly a little bit more performance, but this is going to be a step up in brakes from SRAM. As for drivetrain, we're actually looking at the same basic setup here, SRAM X01 Eagle 12-speed. So this is going to be very similar, actually the same as what you're going to see on your expert level. They do give you a nicer crankset here with a SRAM Descendant carbon crankset as opposed to the aluminum one. Again, they don't list your cassette. I don't know why, but it is a 1x setup. All of these are. As for wheels, we now go, and this is probably the biggest improvement when you go to the pro level. This is a Revol Traverse carbon 29er wheel set. So carbon rims with DT Swiss hubs, a lot lighter weight. Definitely a big step up there in wheels. Tires, the same, Butcher Eliminator combo, 29 by 2.3, and that rounds out our pro build. We have one remaining, the S-Works. This bike is going to be our top of the line Specialized Stumpjumper EVO. This bike runs $9,899 USD. It is available in two colors, gloss carbon with black and brushed black chrome lettering, as well as satin redwood with black and carbon. This bike also comes in 6 sizes, S1 through S6. Now this kind of threw me off a little bit. I don't know if it's a typo. I don't know if one of these is wrong, but they are showing this as the same carbon layup as the other Stumpjumper EVOs. Typically the S-Works is going to be a different, nicer, lighter weight carbon frame, but they are showing these all as Fax 11M carbon chassis. So I don't know if it's a typo. I don't know if there's a reason for that, but they are showing all the same carbon frame. Same as swap box. This bike does have the same suspension as your Pro level. This is going to be the DPX factory rear shock and Float 36 factory front shock. So same suspension there as we had in our Pro level. It's got that same carbon handlebar, same titanium railed saddle. This here is a big improvement here. We got our RockShox Reverb Axis seat post. This is a dropper post with the wireless Axis technology there. So super cool technology from RockShox. RockShox being owned by SRAM. This all ties into our SRAM group set, which brings us into the next part here, our drivetrain. Drivetrain is going to be that SRAM XX1 Eagle Axis group set. So completely wireless, electronic group set. This bike does come with the SRAM code RSC 4-piston hydraulic brakes, just like our Pro level, and it does come with the SRAM X01 Eagle crankset. This bike will also give you a step up in carbon wheels. So we're now talking the Revol Traverse SL carbon wheel set. So a little bit lighter weight than our standard Traverse carbon wheels. This does also have our DT Swiss hubs on there and the SRAM XT body driver. And that's going to allow that rear cassette, even though they don't list it, to go down to a 10-tooth cassette as opposed to an 11, give you a little wider gear range. Same tires here, Butcher and Eliminator, and that rounds out our S-Works build. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. I hope this helped if you're planning to buy one of these or interested in kind of knowing the differences between the different levels here. If you like this, please like and subscribe. I'm going to make more videos just like this. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please leave them below. And if you are interested, please watch my build. I'll link it here at the end. And you can see me put one of these together. So that's all for this time. We'll see you next time.